Yo, what is up, YouTube? Hope you're having a beautiful day, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be explaining the fastest way to get out of bronze for beginners. Tip number one is going to be main a hero. Go to the practice range and mess around with all the heroes worth using, and then just find out which heroes are the best for like the role that you want to play, right? You want to learn that hero, you know, find the right hero for you, and then just stick to it. Like, you just really, basically, like right now, you're just trying to get better at the game, so you don't want to be switching characters too much because it's probably going to throw you off. So you really just want to learn the mechanics and stuff and abilities and stuff for just one hero right now. And also just play someone you enjoy playing with, because that's just going to make it a lot more enjoyable, and you know, you'll probably actually stick to that character instead of like just switching on and off. So, you know, this is something you should probably have figured out on it early on. I mean, if not, no big deal. I mean, you can still figure it out now, but yeah, it's definitely something you should try and figure out, you know, ASAP. But yeah, so for, I guess, topic number 2 or tip number 2, learn from your mistakes. If you're constantly underperforming, so then make a change. Like, obviously, clearly something's not working, right? That could be the character you're using, or that could be the role you're playing. So maybe there's just a better fit for you somewhere else, right? So you might perform better as a support or a tank. So I'm saying, if you're underperforming, then you gotta figure out, like, why is that? And it could be many things, but I mean, you know yourself best, right? So you should be able to figure out, like, what's the reason or what's causing this performance. And, you know, it could be you're just still very new to the game and you're still learning stuff, and that's fine. Like, you'll get better as you go on. But for example, let's say you've been playing the same character for the past few days, just constantly losing, like your win rate's just fucking abysmal, right? Then you're probably just not playing the right character. Because I just, like, there should be no reason you have, like, I don't know, a 30% win rate and it's not somewhat your fault, right? Like, you can't be that unlucky to just get a bad team every single game. It's just, you know, not how it works, put it that way. Yeah, so to add to that is, with every death, you should be thinking and analyzing, like, why did I die there? And then don't blame your team, because, you know, your team, they're worried about themselves. They're not always worried about you, especially here in bronze. You can't blame it on your team, because most of the time they're gonna be, you know, god awful and not really team players. So instead of saying, oh, I'm not getting kills, like, no, actually think of, like, okay, why did I die here? How's my positioning? Did I push up too far? You know, did I overextend to try to, you know, get that one kill? You know, and that's even like something I struggle with, is I'll get someone really weak and then I get so thirsty for that kill that I'll overextend myself and then I die. And sometimes I don't even get that kill. So it's like, it's completely pointless. And then even then, that trade really isn't worth it to begin with. Now, if it's like you already killed someone and you're pushing for that other guy that you got really weak, then okay, that might be a little more understandable. But make sure you're in a position to actually get that kill, because if not, then it's probably not worth it. The last tip for this little portion is, you know, learn to manage your ego. And then, for example, so I had this conversation with my cousin last night where I was like, hey man, I don't think you should be using Penny, because he mains Penny. And I was like, I don't think you should be using Penny for like every map, because, you know, that character is very map dependent. And he was like, yeah, I was noticing that too. Just some like maps or some parts of the map don't really work that well for him. And he was like, yeah, and, you know, I kind of feel that same way about like you and Winter Soldier. Is like, he was like, I just don't think that character is for you. And my ego, I was like, fuck you mean, dog? Like, that's my character. Like, that's who I use. Like, that's what I'm good with. I'm always most damage. like 90% of the time I have the most damage on the team, and even if like our team's doing really bad, I'll still be on par with enemies' teammates in damage. Like, what do you mean? Like, I play good with them. And then he was just like, I don't know, dog. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like you could play a more impactful character. And then sometimes you just don't have the kills to match your damage or whatever. It was whatever. Like, that's kind of the extent of our conversation. And I got my ego getting, I let my ego get in the way a little bit. But you know what I did today? I haven't touched Bucky once. I've just been trying out other DPS characters that might be better. And I've only played a few games, so I can't really tell yet. So for the rest of the night now, I'm just going to be trying out different DPS characters, probably like Hela and Namor, and seeing if, you know, I start winning more games. But yeah, so really learn how to manage your ego. And that also goes for like not blaming shit on your team, or if your team says, hey, do this, you're not playing him right. You know, maybe listen to them. They might know a little bit more than you about your character. You know, you never know. It could, also, that person that's telling you this could be someone that is smurfing, or they're, you know, that this is just an alt account for them, and they're just really trying to tell you like, hey, play them like this. It may not be them just complaining just to complain. Take their advice and try it out. And what's the worst that can happen, right? Just fucking lose. You're probably gonna lose anyways if your teammates are saying shit about how you're using someone. Tip number 3 is find people to play with. The easiest thing you can do is just play with friends, right? Other friends that like competitive and enjoy Marvel Rivals, you know, play with them. Try to play with them more often. That's not really an option for you, then play with people that are in your game. So if you had a really good game and y'all dominated one game, you know, talk to your team and be like, hey, are any of y'all trying to party up after this? You know, that was a really good game. We should continue to play together, see if we can keep this momentum going. Whatever bullshit you want to say. Third step, takes a little more work, is join a Discord. I'm pretty sure Marvel Rivals has a Discord to where, oh, I know they do. They have a Discord to where you can find other people to play with. You can hit up some people in there. You can make your own posts in there and try to find people to play with. Trust me, it's a lot easier to play when you have comms and stuff. And you're gonna win more games. The other thing, I'm making my own Discord. It'll be brand new, so not many people in it. But I'm gonna make roles, so if you're a tank, you know, DPS or support, you'll have your role attached to your name, and also with your rank. That way it's easier to find people that are in your rank, and you can find the people with the roles that you need, you know, to fill your team or whatever it is. But yeah, so I'll leave a link in the description for that Discord if y'all want to join. Again, it's brand new, probably not gonna have much people, but I plan to grow this community. I'm really enjoying this game, so plan to keep posting and growing the Discord and all that stuff. For tip number 4, optimize your settings. This should help. You shouldn't be playing on super good graphic settings if your frames are low, right? So you want to optimize your settings for the best FPS possible. And I mean, you can look up, dude, thousands of videos. They're probably out now for the best Marvel Rivals settings for high FPS. Right, so just look that up and, you know, adjust your settings and see which ones work the best for you for high FPS. Tip number 5 is practice. You should be, you know, warming up and practicing your aim in the practice range like every day. This game has a really good practice range in there that you can really get some pretty good aim practice in. So I'd recommend doing that. Also, make an alt account and practice in competitive mode specifically on that account. So, and this is why this is tip number 5, because this is like the least likely for people to actually do. Even I know with me, I don't typically go and switch to an alt account and play on that account all the time. But yeah, you should definitely be making an alt account and practicing on a wide variety of different characters to see what character's right for you. And just kind of see like if you play better with certain characters, right? And also you can be practicing on your character and trying out different things and stuff just to improve for when you play on your main, right? But yeah, I definitely think it is worth it, but it's like it's not a necessity. Like you can get better doing that on your own account. It's just if you care about your stats and stuff, play on Alden's account. Me personally, I don't give a shit about my stats. I'm just trying to get better and learn. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. But yeah, those are the five main tips, topics, whatever you want to fucking call them. Again, this is my first video, so work in progress, but hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what y'all thought, if y'all got anything from this, and then be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.